Hello, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's 4:30 on a Thursday, and I am excited to share this project with you. Looking to see if we're showing up on Facebook yet. That's always the tricky spot. It always takes a little bit. I don't know if you've watched people online. They usually kind of chit chat or pause for just a little bit because it always takes a while. I know my recording was weird I guess Tuesday for my Create With Me because it was recording and I didn't realize it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Good. We're on. And I see some people are watching. Awesome. Please give me a hello. Let me know that you're there. So I got this idea from Cheryl Paget, one of my team members. She's a very crafty lady. And when I had my foot surgery, she was kind enough to bring us a meal. And when she did, she brought me a couple projects that she was working on. So here's the one that I took my idea of off for today. Isn't that beautiful? And I called it a mini room divider because it reminds me of those dividers that, you know, they go and stand behind them to change their clothes. I just asked Kent about it. He told me that they called it a teaser screen because the men had to be on one side and the women were on the other. Anyway, so she used the Just Want to Say, and I decided I would copy her idea, and then the art gallery set. And of course, the designer series paper is retired now. So I decided I would try something different. So let me show you what I'm going to use. This is Simply Elegant paper. And to say that that's an understatement is putting it mildly. Look at the shine in this paper. This is copper and it's got some silver. This one has gold. This one has copper and gold. This one has black with some gold, some silver and gold, and then some more gold. And if I flip them over, let me grab them here, you'll see there's some nice patterns on the back, although it's going to be really hard to use these muted colors when we've got the beautiful sparkle on the other side. All right, so I decided to use some of the Simply Elegant paper. So I cut these, and they are, I wrote down my dimensions here, 2.5 by 4.5. And so that they'll fit on the screen nicely, I'm grabbing the Detailed Trio punch. And I just want to punch the tops because I'm also going to punch the tops of the screen. So I want these rounded to go with it. So just the top. I love this punch and I find that I use it a lot. It's got the one hole. So like if you're wanting to make a bookmark and put ribbon, you can do the ribbon, and then that's just a pretty little design that you could put on the corner of a bookmark or a card. I just think it's really pretty. All right, so there's the pretty designer series paper, and you're going to see I didn't want to cover up very much of it. So the greetings are pretty small. All right, I took a piece of 5.5 by 11 cardstock. Now that's unusual because usually we do 5.5 by 8.5. So this is 5.5 by 11. So you're only going to get one out of a sheet, okay? And I scored it at 2 3/4, 5.5, and 8.5. So 5.5 is halfway, and then we're doing half of that. So let me show you here. I'm going to grab my bone folder and we'll score it. There's half. And then we're going to fold back this way and score it. And you want really good creases because you want this to stand up nice. So see, there's half, and then we're doing the same thing here. So let's see, this way, and then back this way. All right. Now, there's a lot of different punches that you can use for the bottom. I chose for this one to use the Label Me Lovely punch. And the reason I chose this one is so I could slide it in, and it's the same width as this, and it's going to be easier to line up. At least I think so. So the first time I did this, I tried to do one at a time. I'm going to get brave here and see if I can do two. So you'll notice this punch is the same, pretty much the same width as the paper. And I'm going to go down to where this line with the last hump is, okay? So where it creates that straight edge there. All right. And then I want to make sure my punch is pretty even there. Okay. And if you're strong, you might be able to do all four of them at once. And that would be awesome, because then you'll know for sure they're going to line up nicely. But I did two, and then I'm going to, the two that I did already do are on top. So I can line this up. And I'll do the other two. There we go. So now it's all lined up. And there's the basic layout of the card. Much easier than I expected it to be. I'm going to go back to this one, and now I want to round my corners. So for just the top section, you will have to fold in where the folds are, but that's okay. This design I saw years ago, and that was back in the days when I was so afraid to measure anything. And all my projects were this simple card base with no measuring or anything. And I've had good friend over the year, Megan, who would measure things for me when I was first getting started. And then life happened and she got too busy to do it. So I had to get brave and do it myself. All right, so there's my basic front. Okay. Now what I did was I took my copper foil and I put the adhesive sheet on the back. If you don't have any of this and you use die cuts, this needs to be on your next order. All right. It is adhesive, and I apologize, this is actually old. I don't think the new is going to have Sizzix on it because of course it's retired. We don't use Sizzix. We don't have the relationship with Sizzix, but we do have the adhesive sheets. So what it is you pull it off and there's a sticky and it goes right on here. So when you run it through the die cutting machine, when you pull it off, it already has sticky on it. So then you can just pull this paper off and you're ready to go. It's sticky. You don't have to worry about using dimensionals or glue dots or any of that stuff to stick them. My problem is I always usually do the first one, I run it through and then I go, oh, I forgot to put the adhesive on. So then I have to go back and redo it. So I'm telling you up front, make sure you put your adhesive sheet on the back so you don't run into the same problem that I had with mine, because yes, I sure did. I ran it through the first one and didn't have adhesive sheet. So I had to do it again. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just pulling off the adhesive sheet. So these are ready to go. I apologize, my neighbor has desperately needed to mow and he decided to mow right now when I'm doing my Facebook Live. All right, so there's no perfect way to do this, or at least there isn't for me. You know, I struggle with keeping things straight when I design. So I took Cheryl's idea and decided I would just angle them. So it says just, I'm going to just lay it on here. I'm just going to lay the just on there. Just want to say. I thought it'd be fun this time. I'm going to kind of angle it down here on that stitching that I did. Now I kept the die. Uh-oh, I lost my little piece. I had the top of the J and I left it in my die and looks like I banged it around too much. So what I'm going to do is, you know, you always have to get creative, right? That's why we like crafting. I'm going to take this piece that came out of the A, and I'm just going to turn it into the top of the eye here. So we'll take that off, hopefully. This is my first week back substituting since school got out in May and I had my foot surgery. And boy, has it been an adjustment to get back to working full time. There we go. So there's the front piece. Just want you to say. And then I'm going to place this one here. Now you can see why I rounded the top. I didn't round the bottom because I've got the straight edges down here. I mean, you're welcome to do that if you want, but I wanted to kind of follow the shape of the screen. Grab my liquid glue. So I don't know if you saw, on Tuesday I did Create With Me, and so far Lois Epperson is the only one that's getting a prize because she followed my example and then posted or sent me a picture of the card she made off of my layout design. So she's got a gift coming, and the rest of you have that opportunity. You've got just a couple more days to get your samples to me. Show me what you made off of my layout idea. All right, like I said, I think this paper is so beautiful, I didn't want to cover it up. I found some sayings that I really like, and I wanted this to be like a gift I could give somebody to encourage them. So I went to the stamp set called Best Chapter, and there's "You are strong, brilliant, and beautiful." So I'm going to use that. I like this too. Relax, eat, travel, indulge, read, and enjoy. That's what we're going to be doing in a couple weeks when we go on vacation. And then I used "I believe in you." And then I'm going to use the "You truly inspire me" as well. So that's from Beauty of Friendship and Best Chapter stamp sets. Now for the next one, I decided I wanted to add some ribbon. And the ribbon is this smoky slate textured ribbon. Now it's a real wide ribbon. So it didn't, I toyed with, doing the little knot over the top, but it was just a little too thick. So I opted for just a strip. So I'm going to adhere the ribbon before I attach it to the screen. Attach it to the screen. Oh, now my sound. Okay. Hey, Lois. It looks like Chris is watching, and Julie. Hey, Lois, Julie, Chris. So glad you're joining me today. It's kind of weird with the Create With Me on Tuesday. I think people are still getting used to that one. I knew I was creating by myself, and that was kind of funny. It's a lot more fun to do it when I know people are watching. And I can't wait. I don't know if you got the email today, but I'm going to start in-person classes next Friday, and I cannot wait. I'm so anxious to stamp with people again. All right, so I'm going to put this one down. And this morning, before I left for work, thought I embossed this next piece to go on here. And as I was sorting through the pieces a couple minutes ago, I can't find it. So I guess you're going to have to watch me make that one. Now, I will tell you, I did try to put a glue dot behind here. If you do that, make sure it's nice and flat because the bubble shows up. And so instead, I'm going to mount something on there here in a couple minutes. So then I did this in smoky slate and I stamped it in black. This one here is black cardstock. I used Versamark, and we have this new metallic copper embossing powder. And so I used that on this one. Yeah, metallics come, there's 3 in the set, copper, gold, and silver. So you get a beautiful assortment of those embossing powders. If you don't already have them, you can get them. They come 3 in the pack. Okay, so since I can't find that other piece, I'll show you how I did it real quick. First, I'm going to do my 2 top edges, following along with the same design as the screen. Okay. Now, I want to remind you to use an embossing buddy or a dryer sheet or something before you emboss, because you want to get all that static off your paper so that you don't get extra little bits and pieces. Okay, so I've done the embossing buddy. Now I'm going to grab my Versamark and I'm going to stamp the greeting. And I thought I had it done, so I put my stamp away. Surely, you know, you guys never do that, do you? I get so mad at myself. One, I'm usually leaving stuff out, and then when I get ready to create, I can't find it because it's on a block sitting somewhere. Or I think I'm done and I put it away, and then I pull it back out 3 times because I wasn't really done. I'm sure you guys never do that. All right. Sorry, I'm probably getting my head in the way here. So we're going to do Versamark with the greeting. And then I've got my copper metallic powder. Put it on. And you want to make sure you check your image really well before you heat it, because you can pull the extra pieces. If you have little pieces of embossing powder, you can get rid of them before you do it. My take a pick tool has disappeared the last week. I can't find it, but the sticky side of it works really well to just pull little pieces off wherever you need to. All right, so sorry for the noise here. I'm gonna grab the heat tool. I think those of you watching right now know this, but you cannot use a hair dryer. It does not work. You need a heat tool. And I don't know if you can see that. See how that's turning? I always tell people it goes from sticky with the Versamark to sandy when you put the powder on it to shiny. So the 3 S's: sticky, sandy, shiny. There we go. And you're going to let it set just a couple minutes. I use a clipboard just because I think it's nice to not get your hands hot. You can also just hold it down with scissors or something like that if you want to. So there's that piece. Now this piece I wanted, make sure it's cooled off a little bit. I wanted it to pop up a little bit, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals, put them on the corners. It is also going to help hold down that ribbon because this is going to go over the ribbon that I put on there. And so I'm going to put an extra strip here just to help, or an extra dimensional just to hold the ribbon down. All right, go back to my card and I'm going to place this here so that it holds the ribbon down. Isn't that beautiful? I just can't get over how pretty that looks. And now that I've done that, and I know it's going to be covered up, that ribbon just really wants to pop up. I don't know if I didn't pull it quite tight enough, but I'm going to take this, put it down underneath where no one can see it, and that'll help hold that down. And I did it this way and on the light gray so that you could put your message, "Dear Susie, I think you're amazing," and sign it. But I thought this would be so pretty to give to someone that they could place it on their desk and stand it up like that. For once, I did it almost exactly the same. Here's the first one that I did. And you'll see it's just exactly like that. I had hoped to get you a couple more samples. Did not get that done today. I thought it would be fun to do it for a kid and use the back on your feet set with the animals, and then use some of the prints from the Tiger Designer Series paper. I don't have the stamp set, but I got the paper. I thought that would be cute. But unfortunately, I ended up with a Zoom meeting and my husband had a doctor's appointment and I just didn't get any more stamping done. So we're going to go with, I'm thankful I at least got this much done this week. I will tell you, I'm having a hard time adjusting to being away from home again, subbing and then try to stamp. So hopefully I get everything done. If not, please bear with me. So again, here's mine. Let me show you the pretty one that Cheryl did first. I think it is so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's that. If you're watching this and you need some of these goodies, I'm going to put this paper here for just a minute. These are all the different things that I use. Detail Trio Punch, Label Me Lovely Punch, Floral Gallery dies. That was what has the just want to say, the copper foil, adhesive sheets, papers, the embossing powder. I think I got everything on there. Here's the 2 stamp sets down here with the numbers. So if you're watching this and you're wanting to order something, you can pause it here and you can get your numbers and information. I will order stuff for you, or you can place an online order. For the month of September, my host code's right here. Use it, please, if your order's under $150. If you go over $150, please take advantage of the Stampin' Rewards and get your minimum $15. And as your order goes up, you get more. Remember, it's celebration time. So for every $50 that you spend, you get a celebration item. And that, of course, is before shipping and tax. Celebration ends September 30th. So you only have this month to get those goodies. I will tell you, I think I showed you this last week, but I've already had one person join my team. If you have thought about joining, now is an awesome time. You get to add a bundle that's from $31.50 to $60.25 and add that to your kit for free. You get free shipping on your order. I put $17.25, but I think really the supplies are a lot more than that, but I just couldn't find amounts for it. And if you join with me, I give you 2 free classes. You can come to my classes for free. So it's anywhere from $236.25 to $265. You pay $99 plus sales tax. Amazing. Every order you place after that, you save 20%. You get to be a part of my amazing team. We have the most amazing ladies on our team. You would need 300 in sales by December 31st. If you don't meet that, guess what? You get to keep everything in your starter kit and you can go back to just being my customer. So I would love to have you join me. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email, send me a Facebook message. I would love to tell you about it. Here are the kits that you can join, or I'm sorry, the bundles you can add to your kit. There are 2 with punches and the rest are all with dies. So my friend that just signed up, she picked the Christmas to Remember because I think it's the most valuable one at $60. So I would love to have you join my team. I've been challenged to add 3 people to my team before the end of September. I got 1, I got 2 more to go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. And if you make one off of this, please share it with us. We would love to see your ideas, and people will copy it because we love to copy what other people share. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you on Tuesday at 4:30 for Create with Me. Tomorrow, the email will come out with your supplies, so you'll be ready to stamp right along with me. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Ready to stamp right along.